The teasers dropped, the water splashed, and in an instant, a pair of torn pants turned the entire K-variety world upside down.
Oh, it really did.
Welcome to Starscope K-Report. We are so incredibly excited to have you with us as we ride the LEU wave.
Yeah, we're basically your shortcut to being well-informed on, the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates.
Exactly. From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we take the massive stack of source material out there and just extract the most important nuggets of knowledge.
Right.
And today's deep dive is an absolute wild ride into the mechanics of modern Korean broadcast television. We're unpacking the hilarious, completely chaotic rise of comedian Heo Kyung-hwan on the legendary variety show Hangout with You.
Or, as the true stands know it, Nolmwo.
Nolmwo, exactly.
Oh.
We are looking at his viral on-screen mishaps, the intense netizen debates surrounding his casting, and what this specific brand of raw chaos means for the future of K-entertainment. So hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss a KT update.
Yeah, it's great to be diving into this one, because when we analyze the source material today, traversing from Reddit threads, breaking down viewership ratings to the actual broadcast clips of these physical disasters, we are witnessing something profound.
Oh, definitely.
Like, these slapstick, seemingly out-of-control moments aren't just random accidents. They represent a massive, necessary shift in Korean broadcast culture. It's a return to raw reality.
Right, which serves as a sort of antidote to this increasingly curated media landscape we're seeing.
Exactly.
I really want to get into the mechanics of that shift, though, because if you follow the comedy scene, Heo Kyung-hwan isn't some rookie trying to make a name for himself. Like, he debuted on Gag Concert.
Right, the ultimate training ground.
Yeah, which means he's got the pedigree. He survived the most grueling training ground for comedy legends. And he's been a staple on shows like Salty Tour for years. But grabbing a fixed spot next to the national MC, Yoo Jae-seok, in March 2026. That is his ultimate comeback. It's like a veteran soloist suddenly being added to a legacy top-tier idol group. The stakes are astronomically high.
The stakes are so high because the fandom's expectations are incredibly unforgiving. To really understand how he secured this position, we have to look closely at the Reddit discourse from November 2025.
Oh, the forums were brutal during that time.
They were, because this wasn't a closed-door casting decision. Netizens essentially viewed the Insamo special.
It's the gathering of unpopular people special.
Right, that one. They viewed it as a literal high-stakes survival audition.
Yeah, because the show was dealing with some real fandom transitions, and viewership was wavering. Fans were dissecting every frame of that special to see who actually had the chemistry to pull the ratings back up.
Exactly. And the consensus across both domestic K-nets and international fans was that Heo Kyung-hwan just completely carried that special.
He really did.
He provided this very specific type of desperate, high-energy humor that anchored the cast. His performance in that specific broadcast helped Hangout with You maintain a solid 4.0% nationwide viewership rating.
Wow, during a really vulnerable period, too.
Yeah, he proved his variety value under immense pressure. He demonstrated that he could generate viral moments when the producers needed them most.
Which, honestly, makes his actual first day as an official fixed member on March 14th, 2026, so incredibly funny.
Oh my gosh.
Because you'd think it would be this glorious, polished coronation.
Right.
He shows up to the recording in a full tuxedo, bowing deeply to the cameras. But instead of playing it cool, he immediately drops this self-deprecating story about his mother.
The mother story is iconic.
It is. He reveals that when he told her he got the regular spot, she was highly skeptical. She straight up asked him if he had to pay 600,000 won to the production team just to get on the show.
It's such a brilliant tactical move. By sharing that, he instantly punctures his own ego and humanizes himself to the netizens. But the true masterstroke of that episode, the moment that really cemented his variety persona for this new era, was the AI incident.
Oh, the AI incident.
Yeah, the production team set up a scenario where the cast interacts with a newly programmed AI, and they intentionally programmed this AI to completely bypass standard Korean broadcast politeness.
Which is wild.
Right. So when it registers Heo Kyung-hwan, it bluntly asks, why is he coming in there?
Oh, wow.
And it tells him he looks sweaty, anxious in his philtrum, and openly questions his casting. It literally says, How the hell did he get in? I don't understand.
And he completely loses it. Like, he tries to negotiate with the machine at first, but as the AI keeps dissing him, he just explodes. He starts cursing at the AI, showing full-on, unfiltered frustration.
Total chaos.
Yeah, and then he turns his rage on the production team, screaming about how badly they must have talked about him behind his back for an AI to learn to insult him like that. It was so intense that veteran cast member Kim Kwang-kyu even joked, "Kyung-hwan, this is enough for me to get off the show."
It was hilarious.
But wait, I have to push back here. Okay, let's unpack this. This feels exactly like a rookie idol trying to debut in a veteran group and immediately dropping a live mic.
Interesting comparison.
Like, I understand the need for authenticity,
Yeah.
but this is Korean broadcast television. Respecting your seniors, maintaining harmony, and basic decorum are huge. Straight up cursing at the production team. Doesn't that risk completely alienating the older, more traditional demographic who watches weekend variety shows? Is this cursing at the AI controversy a calculated move to establish his variety persona, or was it just pure unscripted frustration?
Well, that is precisely why the AI was there. The AI acts as a cultural buffer.
Oh, a buffer.
Yeah, if a junior producer had said those things to him and he cursed at them, it would be a major attitude controversy, like career ending for a variety star.
Definitely.
But because he is directing his rage at a machine, and by extension, the absurdity of the situation the producers created, it becomes incredibly cathartic. The producers are using the AI to voice the exact doubts the most cynical netizens might have. Like, why is this guy here?
Right, the haters in the comments.
Exactly. By forcing Heo to confront those doubts head-on and letting him react with genuine, unpolished frustration, they bypass the usual polite PR script.
Ah, so it's almost like a controlled demolition of his polished image.
Precisely. In the high-stakes world of K-variety, showing raw, sweating frustration is often the quickest way to win over the fandom and establish authenticity. If he had just smiled and taken the AI's insults, he would have looked weak.
Or fake.
Right. By breaking the typical broadcast decorum of just laughing it off, he signaled to the audience that he's bringing his actual anxious self to the screen. K-nets respect that level of vulnerability when it's dressed up as righteous anger.
It makes total sense. It's like when a polished idol's mask slips during a live stream and they show genuine annoyance at a silly situation. The fandom suddenly loves them 10 times more because it proves they are human.
Exactly.
Heo Kyung-hwan let the mask slip on day one. And that's not even the wildest part of his variety show journey. Wait until you hear what netizens uncovered when he hit the water.
The water park incident. Yeah, this is arguably the moment that truly defined his summer run, because it pushed that concept of unscripted, raw reality to its absolute physical limit.
Yes. We have to talk about the headline event from the July 4th, 2026 broadcast. This was the Nolmwo Diary episode. And the premise is designed to be incredibly wholesome.
Very healing.
Right. The Village Youth Council, which includes Yoo Jae-seok, Joo Woo-jae, Kwak Beom, and Heo Kyung-hwan, they're supposed to be conducting a routine safety inspection of a farmland water play area they helped build. It's framed as this calm, agrarian healing segment.
Well, that was the script, yes. A simple safety inspection. But, you know, the reality of outdoor variety is that producers are always looking for the moment the script breaks.
Like, boy, did it break.
Oh, completely.
What starts as a safety check devolves into absolute mayhem. Ha-ha's competitive spirit kicks in, he proposes a surprise game, and suddenly we have an unpredictable, chaotic mud fight with zero rules.
Just zero rules.
Everyone is reverting to their childhoods, throwing each other into the water. And in the middle of this intense physical battle, Heo Kyung-hwan suffers a catastrophic wardrobe malfunction. His pants are completely ripped to shreds on camera.
And based on the broadcast footage and the immediate reactions, it wasn't just a small tear. His pants were essentially destroyed, leaving him completely exposed in a very public, albeit rural setting.
And he is thrown into a state of total visceral shock. Like, he freezes in the water, looks down, and just starts screaming, "What's ripping? What are you doing? Who did this?"
Pure panic.
He's desperately searching for the culprit while trying to cover himself. It is pure panic. But the highlight, the moment that immediately broke the internet, was Ha-ha's reaction. Ha-ha goes into full meta-comedy mode. He urgently shouts, "This can't be broadcast."
Yes.
And then, without missing a beat, he diffuses the tension with the most iconic quip. He says, "If you look at Coachella, there are many people dressed like that."
It is just brilliant rapid-fire crisis management by Ha-ha. He references a global music festival famously known for its revealing fashion to reframe a literal broadcasting nightmare into a trendy joke. But, this raises an important question about how these variety shows are engineered,
Okay, how so?
because this wasn't Heo Kyung-hwan's first run-in with a pants-related disaster in 2026.
Right, the acorn incident. That's hoping we get to this.
Yeah, just a few months prior, on the May premiere of NBC's Choi Soo-soon, we saw a very similar mechanism at play. The cast was climbing Yeongmasan Mountain in formal attire, collecting a mountain currency called acorns.
As you do in variety shows.
Exactly. They arrive at a store, and Heo Kyung-hwan wants to buy some comfortable pants. Boom, another cast member issues a challenge. He says, if you change your pants in 5 seconds, I'll give you 1 acorn. And predictably, as Heo hurriedly tries to change in under 5 seconds, he suffers another massive, hilarious underwear exposure incident.
Here's where it gets really interesting. When an idol has a wardrobe malfunction on stage, it's a terrifying disaster, but fans love the professional recovery. In variety, the disaster is the content. But at what point does spontaneous chaos cross the line from a viral clip into a literal broadcasting nightmare? Like, why force a guy to change pants on a mountain in 5 seconds?
Because arbitrary rules induce panic, and panic destroys the professional filter. Psychologists actually refer to this as inducing cognitive overload.
Cognitive overload.
Right. When a comedian is operating under normal conditions, their brain is carefully filtering what they say and do to ensure it's funny but broadcast appropriate. But if you tell them they have 5 seconds to change their pants on a mountain, or you throw them into a lawless mud fight, their brain has to abandon the comedic filter. It dedicates all its resources to basic physical survival.
It's like trying to recite a Shakespeare soliloquy while someone is throwing dodgeballs at you. You can't do it. You just start screaming.
Exactly. And that is what the audience craves. These physical slapstick moments serve as a cognitive overload that breaks the fourth wall.
Right.
The audience isn't watching a produced comedian deliver a written joke. They're watching a man in genuine panicked distress trying to figure out how to be on national television in his underwear. It shifts the show from a scripted format back to the golden era of unpredictable, raw, outdoor reality that K-Nets deeply crave.
And later in the deep dive, we'll talk about how the national MC himself tapped into a 16-year-old legend to save the day. A visual shock nobody saw coming. But real quick, if you love staying updated on your favorites, make sure you're subscribed to Sarscope K-Report. We've got even bigger scoops ahead.
Yes, definitely subscribe.
So speaking of framing the chaos, while Kyung-hwan was busy shattering the fourth wall with pure panic, Yoo Jae-seok proved that you don't need a wardrobe malfunction to go viral.
No, you really don't.
Sometimes you just need a 16-year-old memory and a weed from the side of the road.
It really is a masterclass in balancing new, unpredictable slapstick with deep-rooted nostalgia.
It was incredible. So we are still in that same July 4th episode. The crew is wandering around this rural village setup, and Yoo Jae-seok spots these fleabane flowers blooming on the side of the road. His face just lights up. And if you have been in the K-Variety fandom for a long time, you knew exactly what he was about to do. He perfectly recreated his legendary fleabane mustache meme.
Yes. For listeners who might be newer to the scene and don't know the deep lore, this meme originated way back in 2010 on the iconic show Infinite Challenge.
Oh, legendary show.
Truly. During a rural filming, a local grandmother wanted to take a photo of him. To ensure he matched her eye level, Yoo Jae-seok willingly lay down flat on the dirt road and put a fleabane flower under his nose like a mustache. It was this incredibly warm, humble moment that solidified his reputation as the national MC.
Oh.
Yeah, it represented an era of television that felt deeply connected to everyday people.
And seeing him recreate it perfectly in 2026, the nostalgia just hit you like a truck.
Yeah.
But he didn't stop there. To really sell this cozy country diary vibe, Yoo Jae-seok puts on this incredibly short, bowl-cut wig.
Yeah.
The visual shock was unbelievable.
Oh, it was so funny.
He goes from the sleek suited MC to this adorable, slightly ridiculous country bumpkin, takes one look at him and immediately jokes that he looks like Chu Sarang, the famous adorable little girl from The Return of Superman who had those iconic short bangs.
The entire set dissolved into a sea of laughter, and it sparked this spontaneous, joyous game where the members started obsessively finding and teasing each other's lookalikes. It was pure, unadulterated chemistry.
It completely grounded the episode. But let's look at the actual numbers here.
Yeah.
Because combining Heo Kyung-hwan's raw, pants-ripping panic with Yoo Jae-seok's deep, heartwarming nostalgia seems to be a very deliberate strategy for Nolmwo.
It absolutely is, and the ratings context backs this up. If we look back at the January 2026 episode, which featured the variety patriarch Lee Kyung-kyu, we can see the foundation of this strategy. That episode hit a massive 7.9% peak viewership rating.
7.9% is huge.
It is, and what drove that peak? A highly physical, dopamine-exploding challenge where Yoo Jae-seok, haha, and Lee Kyung-kyu use a double nunchaku to try and extinguish 20 candles for Lee's daughter Yi-rim.
Using nunchakus to put out candles is peak variety absurdity.
It is, but what's truly insightful is synthesizing Lee Kyung-kyu's bold 2026 prediction from that episode. He stated that due to media diversification, minor stars will dominate, while big names won't stand out as much.
Which is a crazy thing to say as a big name.
Right, but he knows the industry, and Hangout with You is brilliantly surviving by actively listening to that prediction. They're combining a massive veteran star like Yoo Jae-seok leaning into 16-year-old nostalgia with rising minor stars like Heo Kyung-hwan providing unpredictable, pants-ripping chaos.
So what does this all mean? Are we seeing a passing of the torch or just a really effective strategy to capture both the older Infinite Challenge fandom and the new meme-obsessed Gen Z netizens?
I think it's the latter. It's a completely symbiotic relationship. The veteran provides the foundation, the safety net, and the nostalgia. The rising star provides the necessary volatility. Without Yoo Jae-seok's presence, Heo Kyung-hwan's ripped pants are just a messy, potentially offensive broadcast accident. But with Yoo Jae-seok and haha there to frame it, it transforms into a masterclass in variety television.
It's the perfect mix of the polished and the completely unhinged. And honestly, it is why we as fans absolutely cannot look away.
Which brings us to a larger, final, provocative thought for you, the listener, to mull over. As the Hallyu wave continues to rapidly globalize, there is an immense push to polish and perfect Korean entertainment for international audiences. But as the industry strives for global perfection, will the raw, unfiltered, pants-ripping slapstick of traditional K-variety survive? Or are we witnessing the glorious, messy final peak of an era before everything becomes perfectly curated?
You've been listening to Starscope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.